I wanted to repaint Max back in Boston, but it's cold in Boston. So I figured I'd wait till I got to Tucson because it's never cold in Tucson, right? I put an ad on Craigslist and I ended up hiring this couple, Lane and Gina. They weren't the most experienced people who replied. They weren't the least experienced. They weren't the most expensive. They weren't the cheapest. I like their vibe. That's all I can really say. I went with my gut. And then I crashed the bus. I messaged Lane and Gina that the paint was going to have to wait because Max needed a lot of body work. It wasn't just regular paint prep anymore, but they said, hey, let us do it. We'll take care of the whole thing. And I hesitated, for a second because it's a big job. But then I thought, you know what? I went with my gut. I already did that. Let's just go ahead. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the least resistant path. Why didn't I just do it myself? Well, the main reason is because I didn't want to. A lot of times I have to do everything myself because I don't have money and I don't have help. But I'm really not confident in my paint skills, definitely not confident in my bodywork skills. And I already put aside money for the paint job. It's like DIY or buy. In the schooly world, you kind of have to choose your battles. Time, but then we hit a snag. We ran out of primer. It was Saturday night. The original paint store was going to be closed on Sunday. So we scrounged up a gallon of primer at O'Reilly, but then it turned out to be the wrong kind of primer, so it almost killed the paint gun. We ran out and got some better primer, and pretty soon Max was primed. Max was looking good, but then that perfect Arizona weather failed us. It rained, and it was cold overnight, and that left little water spots all over Max, so he was definitely going to need a second coat. There was a chance of more rain. We didn't want to gamble, so we decided to just wait a day. And the whole time the family fed us, gave us a bed when the bus was too fumey to sleep in. They just really made me and Captain feel really at home. That break was a chance to kind of work out some kinks, do a little more sanding, a little more rust converter, a few quick fixes, some little touches. And I wasn't expecting perfection, because it was a big accident. Max is a 32-year-old bus. It wasn't perfect before, but Lane and Gina worked their magic, and finally, Max was ready for coat number 2. The first coat dried lighter than on the can. It was almost exactly the same color I painted Max the first time, but coat number 2 darkened it up a little and made it really vibrant. I really love the color. Bright, The second coat made a big difference. And at 9 o'clock at night, those guys, they're still out there. They're taking off masking tape, they're doing handwork. They're really going above and beyond. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to see it in the morning light. Well, hi. asked this for weather luck. The temperature got below freezing last night and there was ice on the roof. And when the ice thawed, it brought streaks of white paint from the roof down the side of the bus. Lane and Gina are fixing that now, but the bus looks great. And now I just got to think about the inside. There's a plan for that and you might be able to help. I'm going to tell you about it soon.